Hey, it's CP in the morning, May 20, 2024. Welcome to the Top 10. At number 10, it's Blood Hunt, Red Band Edition number 2, Logan Libera, Crime Suspense Stories, number 16, Homage 1 in 25, Marvel 2020-24. Marvel is leaning heavily into the Red Band editions of this series, amping up the blood and violence to 10 out of 10. A nice touch is the homage to a golden era when horror and crime comics reigned supreme. They're leaning into the horror revival and fans are loving it. So we tracked it at a high sale of $300 for a raw near-mint copy with a current near-mint FMV of $293. Speaking of 9, at number 9, it's Strange Academy Blood Hunt number 1, Doali, Marvel 2024. Anything Blood Hunt has been populating the last 2 weeks. That's popping, but I added. And this book combines that with the introduction of 2 new characters. The first is Pia, a new student at Strange Academy. The second is the human embodiment of the Dark Hold. Oh yes, the Dark Hold. That was enough for fans to scour the aftermarket searching for copies. We tracked it at a high sale of $25 for a raw near mint copy with a current raw near mint FMV of $15. Number 8, X-Men 185, Marvel 2006, potential spoilers ahead. Well, X-Men 97 sure set up Gambit to become a horseman of the apocalypse. The showrunners for X-Men 97 have been pulling on our heartstrings all season, and that was one heck of a way to cap off the revival. Fans can't help but prepare themselves by picking up a copy of this book before anything becomes concretized. We tracked it at a high sale of $30 for a raw copy with a current raw near mint FMV of $3. Number 7, Spider-Man Noir. Number 1, Marvel 2009. Amazon Prime and MGM Studios announced that they would team up to bring the masses a noir series, a live-action noir series starring Nicolas Cage. After a long drought from this list, the book was placed firmly on collectors' radars. While there is still a long way to go, fans are excited for what may become a hit. We tracked it at a high sale of $500 for a CGC 9.8 with a current raw near mint FMV of $191 in bucks. Number 6, Godzilla 70th Anniversary number 1, Arthur Adams, CovrPrice, 1 in 50 IDW Publishing 2020-2024. If you've been paying attention, this is yet another IDW-RI variant that's hit our list. Typically, they've grown in value on the secondary market after a few years. The book is bucking that trend, coming out of the gate atomic hot. Get it? Godzilla. Of course, with the resurgence in Godzilla love we've seen over the last year and the talents of the amazing Art Adams thrown in for good measure, how can you be surprised to see this book trending heavily in the aftermarket? We tracked it at a high sale of $300 for a raw near mint with a current raw near mint FMV of $141. Number 5, X-Men 25, Marvel 1993, potential spoilers ahead. Yes, X-Men 97 has been shaking the aftermarket like crazy. Magneto straight up ripped the adamantium out of Wolverine, much like he did in this book. It was epic, it was awesome, and it was painful to watch. Still, this book has gotten tons of love over the years, and that animated depiction only redirected fans towards attaining a cheap copy depicting a major moment. We tracked it at a high sale of $100 for a CGC 9.8 with a current raw near mint FMV of $24. Number 4, X-Men 53, Marvel 1996, and guess what? Spoilers! This book depicts the first appearance of Onslaught, who has quite a complicated history. We aren't getting into the specifics here, but the Onslaught arc appears to be where X-Men 97 is heading next. If you didn't think this season could get any more epic, it appears the showrunners are ready to one-up themselves. Many collectors are preparing for what may come, and we are seeing the shockwaves on the aftermarket. We tracked it at a high sale of $163 for a CGC 9.8 with a current raw near mint FMV of $16. Number 3, Wolverine 75, Marvel 1993. Guess what? Spoilers! Most fans remember Wolverine's bone claws from several live-action films. However, a different generation was introduced to them in this book. This book marks the first appearance of the Bone Claws, fresh off having his skeleton torn to shreds thanks to Magneto. He couldn't get them back for some time, but with a little help from Apocalypse. We tracked it at a high sale of $65 for a CGC 9.6 with a current raw near mint FMV of $10. And at number 2, it's X-Men 97 number 1, Todd Nauck, Marvel 2020-2024. It's what the people want. Give the people what they want, and they're gobbling up X-Men 97. The talk of the town is that it's the best superhero content we've gotten in some time, and it checks the nostalgia box for one of the largest demographics of this hobby. We tracked it at a high sale of $169 for a CGC 9.8 with a current Ron Neerman FMV of $18. Snap them up, folks! And at number 1, it's Doom Sanford Green, Marvel 2024. Here we go, another Doctor Doom book. Fans have been clamoring for the character to join the MCU for years, and that could happen in the future. The community knows we're getting a live-action Fantastic Four film in the MCU. Marvel typically tries to push a title or character before they make their live-action debut, so ... Fans are taking a hard look at this book and securing copies in droves. We tracked it at a high sale of $30 for a Ron Neerman copy with a current Ron Neerman FMV of $28, and that was your CovrPrice Top 10 for May 20th, 2024. CovrPrice, your home online for comic collecting.